My dad was a madman. He was clinically insane. He served a tour in Vietnam for 4 years and came home to a woman who had multiple children by different men and put him through that. And then they had me, and he didn't even know if I was his, but he stuck around to raise me because she left when I was 2 months old. He was an alcoholic and a drug addict with PTSD for 10 years after he came out of the service. Then he got clean, and then he was a recovering alcoholic and drug addict with PTSD for the remainder of my life. Mental illness runs in my family. I have several people that were in Broughton out of my family because they were psychotic. My uncle Larry, who's my dad's brother, was psychotic. I am no stranger to mental health, and that's why when it comes to Lindsay Clancy, my sympathy for this woman stops over her mental health when she took the lives of her 3 children. I'm sorry if you do not agree with me on that, but I have seen mental health firsthand. I have experienced mental health firsthand. I know what mental illness is. And that woman had no right to take her children's lives. And the thing that bothers me the most is that those 3 kids were lined up, laid on the floor, and they were strangled one by one, knowing that they were screaming out for help. They wanted their mama to help them. And that breaks my heart. I don't care about her mental health at that point. And the reason so many women are sympathizing with her is because they've walked a mile in her shoes. We've all dealt with postpartum to some degree, some worse than others. We all can relate to what it feels like to be a woman, to have too much put on her with no help and no support. But the difference between us and her, we didn't take our children's lives. She did. It doesn't make it right. If we're going to excuse mental health, may as well excuse it for everybody who's ever killed somebody. Because if you are willing to take another person's life, you are not mentally well. You are mentally ill. But nobody checks on the people that take somebody's lives. A serial killer. Did we check on Charles Manson's mental health? No. He did it. He deserves to be punished for it, regardless of his mental state. But you ladies lined up at that courthouse wearing pink, clapping and cheering for this woman who killed her 3 kids, planned to kill them, sent her husband out of the house to kill him because some internet sleuth had got on there and convinced you that she's innocent or that she couldn't help what she did. She did get help. She just didn't take her medicine like she should. She did get help. Well, why didn't Patrick and the family make sure she stayed with the kids or she was never left alone with them? Because they had heard her threats so much, they were immune to it. And if you've ever been around somebody with mental health who claims to either take their lives or somebody else's, you get immune to it. I heard it my whole life growing up. I don't want to be here. I want to take my life. I just want to end it. I want to be out of here. My dad told me that every day. And by the time you hear that over and over and over, you're just like, oh, yeah. You're just hearing it just like anything else. It's not serious until something happens. And then it's like, why didn't somebody do something? I have no sympathy for this woman. Absolutely none. I think she needs to rot in hell. I think she needs the death penalty. And I'm sorry if you disagree with me. And I'm sorry if you ride for her. But I ride for those children. Those innocent babies. That's who I ride for. They are not responsible for their mother's mental health. They are not responsible for that. And what really bothers me is when it came down after taking her 3 children's lives to actually following through being a nurse, knowing exactly she could have took herself out in 2 seconds, but she was a coward. She cut herself this way instead of this way. She crushed up her pills. She didn't take enough, and she didn't drop herself out of the window the way she should have. She was a coward. Bridget, I can't believe you'd say that. Why would you want her to take her life? Because she just took the lives of her 3 innocent kids. She has no reason being here anymore. We don't have no use for her here. I know, you are not going to agree with that, and that's okay. I can make 99% of the content you like and make 1% of shit you don't like, and you're done with me, and that's fine. Because I want people here that are going to ride for me regardless. I don't stand with Lindsay Clancy. I hope she gets the death penalty. Fuck her mental health. I'm riding for those kids. Anyhow, love y'all. Bye.